Hi everyone, it's audap. Let's continue our game of Final Fantasy XIV Online Stormcloud. I think I finally got to the point where I'm playing with people who don't know what they're doing either. And the dungeons are actually more challenging this time and don't require me to level down. So, that probably means I need to level up more. Since I'm catching up to the level requirements. At least we have all new gear now, so that should help a little bit, I think. Got too much stuff. Okay, disadvantage now. 2, yay! Welcome back, Miyamorai. So glad I am to see you safely returned. Tell me, how fared you on your sojourn to the Twelveswood? Two of Lahabren's minions? And they sought to measure your strength by their own admission? Devils taunt us. It is beyond doubt, then. The Asians have begun to move in earnest. Would that we knew to what end. Yes, I will not bemoan our plight. Thanks to your tireless efforts, we are at least aware of the encroaching darkness. Alas, we can only do so much. It is clear to me now that we Seons are too few to protect the realm against this threat unaided. We must needs alert the three nations to the presence of this elusive enemy, and recommend that they heighten their vigil. There is no shortage of misery in the world that the Asians might exploit. We have an arduous struggle ahead of us. Yet come what may, we must not allow ourselves to become lost to hope, for that is precisely what the enemy desires. We have gleaned all we can from the information available to us. Let us set this investigation aside for the present. Another matter has arisen that requires your attention. Let me know when you're ready to be briefed, and I will summon the others. Oh, that was a level 30 dungeon. God, it seemed a lot harder than that. Intelligence, strength, business vitality, tenaciousness. I promise it's worse than what I have.
The Maelstrom requests our assistance.
Concerning the kobolds they sent such copious notes on, I presume?
Yes. And no. It has more to do with their findings, which portend a peril far greater than any beast tribe.
What sort of peril?
The worst kind. A tribe of kobolds in the vicinity of Limsa Lominsa has reawakened Titan. Our task will be to slay the Primal. The Maelstrom have sworn support for the endeavor. They are no strangers to the havoc kobolds can wreak.
Years before the Grand Company's reformation, two primals, Leviathan and Titan, chanced to converge upon the sea wall, wreaking untold devastation. There, by the grace of the Navigator, were the mercenaries Merlwyb hired able to fend them off. Yet it did not take long for the beast tribes to regroup, and they summoned their primals once more.
Thankfully, their second coming was decidedly short-lived, but that is beside the point. So long as tormented souls will them to exist, the realm will never be rid of primals.
The Maelstrom has kept a watchful eye upon the beast tribes, and the kobolds in particular, ever since. Which brings us to the matter at hand.
Unlike Ifrit, we know scarcely anything of Titan. Unfortunately, the only force known to have bested him, the modestly named Company of Heroes, disbanded 5 years since, and mercenaries are not in the habit of keeping chronicles.
Expect the worst. The Maelstrom's help is of course appreciated, but even if we had their whole armada at our disposal, we could still find ourselves overmatched. A pity the kobolds lack the gentle sensibilities of the sylphs. A peaceful resolution would be more than welcome. The Echo will not avail you this time, I fear. If you are to survive, your steel must needs speak for you. No one would think you a coward were you to decline.
So you will accept? Thank you.
We can't very well send him to Limsa-Lominsa without Y'shtola. Can we, Minfilia?
May I ask that of you, Y'shtola?
I never thought it in question.
Ever reliable. Very well. We will spare no effort to win victory. You may count on the full support of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and all not afield will aid the fight from afar. Thancred, Ida, go to the Grand Companies, tell them of our plight and solicit their support. Urianger, send word to the students of Baldessian, and Alfino if you would. Papalimo, compile all the information we have on Titan, little though it may be. You will be apprised of the tactical situation when you reach the Sailor's Ward. Provision yourself for the journey. May you walk in the light of the crystal.
Okay, what are we doing here? I really hate that man. This sounds so stupid. forgot I can actually use some of this stuff now. And never mind, same stuff. Playing this has made me want to play Xenogears Chronicles again. Xenogears Cross. I think I'd have to start all over. I have no idea where I am in that game. But I'm also hoping that it comes out for the Switch so I can play it on there with some slightly better rendering. At the same time, they're going to release Xenogears 2, so I don't know if it's a good idea to start it. It'll take forever to finish. But so will this game, so... I suppose there's an opportunity for me to explore this whole place and get my explorer points. This is the only place I really haven't taken a look at. Yeah, because I don't like the layout. I don't like the islands everywhere. Hail, adventurer, and welcome to Maelstrom Command. If you wish to know more about enlisting, speak with personnel officer. Unless you are the guest we were told to expect. Aha. Forgive me, sir. To business, then. It is as we told the antecedent. The kobolds have once again summoned Titan. A little over a moon ago, we began to observe the beastmen moving south in increasing numbers from Gamoro. Our scouts have subsequently confirmed the object of their aggression. Crystals, fodder for their fell primal. Thank you, High Commander. You may leave the rest to me. Word has spread of your accomplishments, Miyamurai. On behalf of Limsa Lominsa, I thank you for heeding our call. Forgive the lack of forewarning, High Commander. The Admiral wished to address Miyamurai personally. We are no strangers to conflict. Long have the Shahagin and the kobolds plagued our people. nor is this the first time we have had to address a primal threat. In the past, when Titan rose to threaten the peace, it was through the company of heroes we returned. But they are long disbanded, and we must look to other brave souls, blessed with the strength to face this foe. So it is that we turn now to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, confident in the belief that you are the Limsa's best hope. I hope you're right, yet the situation is far from simple. The kobolds are not prone to unprovoked aggression. Did not the Thalocracy make a pact with the beastmen that each would keep their own lands and that no blood would be shed? And was it not the Lominsians who violated this agreement, dissatisfied with their lot? Shall we not condemn the beastmen for defending their homes? Even a pirate must one day reap what she has sown. I advise you choose your words with great care, Lady Yostola. Stand down, High Commander. She has the right of it. And the wrong is mine. Freely do I claim it, yet it makes little difference. Remorse will not shield us from Titan's wrath. Or would you have us fall upon our swords? My apologies, Admiral. The safety and security of Limsa Lominsa's industry are, of course, of paramount concern. Already we have observed disruptions in the flow of aether further inland. The effects will be felt here in the city ere long. I ask much of you, I know, but the need is great. Can I count on your help, Yamarai? You have my thanks, along with the full support of the Maelstrom. I await good tidings. That the kobolds should summon Titan demonstrates they are no longer amenable to negotiation. This being the case, we must needs prepare for conflict. Before we meet Titan in the field, however, it would be wise to learn all we can of our foe. I can think of no better source of information than the mercenaries who defeated him once before. The company of heroes may be no more, but several of its former members still live. It is said that one of them is employed at the Grey Fleet Mills in Lower La Naskia. Why quite a mercenary should choose to become a miller, I do not know. When you find him, mayhap could you ask him for me? I, meanwhile, shall seek his fellows. Some exploration. Most of my adventure will be here. So might as well map the place out. Is that the Mist? City of Mist? I mean, that would be cool. Oh, I still love the Mist music on Max 4. Starting area that I had when I played Final Fantasy XI. Those were some interesting days, I'll tell you. Oh, it's their home housing area. Okay, let's move on to the places, shall we? As good as going to another entrance. Yeah, well. It's all so fast when you first summon it. Oh, wow. Glad they made mounts easier in this game. Such a pain in the ass to do it in Final Fantasy XI. Yeah, it's kind of hard to believe I played that game so much. But I was playing with friends, so it's a totally different experience. If I was doing it like this and trying to play a single player only, well, number one, it would be impossible, because that game wasn't designed like that. MMOs in general weren't designed like that back then. That game completely different from this game. up in here? Cutter, let's go. Okay, let me turn off my sprinklers just a second. Okay, so... anyone here? Alright, good enough. Let's get out of here. Back to our destination. Our original one, at least. anything I want to play with. Bunch of faces there. Yeah, maybe later. Dung bitch, huh? Oh boy. Lay down your burden, son. Come drain a pint with me. We'll have a grand old time. Find ye lass for 3. You gonna say something, Venture, or just keep staring, eh? You want to know about the Company of Heroes? Ah, hells. Price of bleeding fame. Can't a miller mill in peace no more? Still, seeing as you came all this way, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to oblige ye. Consider yourself lucky, mate. Old Tractum was the company's best axeman. Now, what was it you wanted to know? Yeah, so you want to hear the tale of how the Company heroes bested a primal, do ye? Let me guess, you mean that bastard Titus, ye? Ah, if only you'd been there to see it. 'Twas a mighty struggle, like the legends of old. Me and the boys fought him for 3 days and nights we did. The ground trembled with every step Titus took, and when he hit ye, it felt like a cannonball in the gut. Ah, just like that. Guess I'd say Titus, wouldn't I? Oh, what was that look for? I'm a goddamn hero, I'll have you know. The people around here sing me praises. Don't tell me you only care about your learning the secret tactics that we used to beat Titus. Well, too bad, because now I'm not feeling charitable. If you're so damn desperate, then why don't you do me a favor and kill those rats they made a nest by the windmill just south of here? I do that and we'll talk. Of course. Rats, rats, rats. Eh? So the beasties are dead, are they? Nice work, Venturer. Save me the hassle. Never mind. What? You still asking about how we beat Titus? I don't know, Venturer. It was a pretty risky strategy, the kind only a veteran of 10 score battles could rely upon. I want to teach ye, I truly do, but unless you prove you have what it takes to face that fat bastard, I can't, in good conscience, tell you a damn thing. At the very least, you need to be capable of slaying, say, a Godbu. A Goodbu. Come to think of it, that ain't a bad idea. Them creatures have a taste for the flour mills here, so you ought to have no trouble finding them or one in the vicinity. Of course, I ain't asking you to cut one down as quick as a skilled axeman like myself. Anyway, why don't you try heading due west and stand on a lookout in case a Goodbu comes calling. Goodbu comes calling. Slate, and I might consider telling you more about old Titus. Goodbu. Something like that. Hey, you again? That Goodbu that was harassing the Millers is dead? Didn't think you had it in you, Venture. Still, you took forever and a day to get the job done. I'm still not sure if I should tell you the secrets. So, as I was saying, I still don't know if you have what it takes to face Titus. Maybe if you slew a... Tractor room? You here drinking again? If you are, that Guru had better be dead. Goodbu. Oh, what's that, Chief? You had me word on that. Cleave the beast skull in two with me trusty axe I did. Is that a fact? And what will your friend say here if I asked him? He'll watch for me, of course. Ain't that right, friend? Tell me true. Was it Tactuum who slew the Goodbu, or was it you? Chief, what are you saying? It's me, Tractuum, the finest axeman ever to serve in the company of heroes, the legendary mercenaries who slew that bastard Titus. Titus? Titus? Who in the seventh hell is Titus? Some primal you fought in a drunk sodden dream? The company of heroes slew Titan, you bloody half-wit. Well, see, Titus is what me and the lads used to call him. That's the biggest load of Shahagan shite I've ever heard. Both of you, outside. We'll learn the truth the Lominsian way. Tractuum, if you didn't slay that Gubu, you may consider your contract revoked. Level 30. Okay. That I am not. Alright, you know the rules. First man to smash this boulder will be judged the good Buddha Slayer. Don't even think about trying to kill me. That's cheating. Who picked these boulders? They're nothing alike. How the hell with it? Let the contest begin. All right. I admit it. I lied about being in the company of heroes. But I'm begging you, Chief. Please don't dismiss me. I've learned me a lesson. Honest, I have. Save your blubbering, Tectrum. Gods, I should have known. Mercy, please. I didn't want to deceive you, I swear. It's just that I kept getting turned away by all the folk I asked for work, and I panicked. See, that last job I had was at Costa del Sol, and there was this grizzled marauder everyone treated like royalty. When I heard he was the captain in the company of heroes, I finally understood why. I was being serious when I said I was one of them, but you wouldn't believe me, so I wasn't being serious when I said I was one of them, but you wouldn't believe me, so look, his name is Westgate, all right? Westgate. He'll tell you how to defeat Titus or whatever the hell that thing's name is. That's what you wanted, ain't it? So come on, tell the chief to forgive me. It's only fair. It's funny how it's just there. pardon? You wish to slay the Lord of Crags? We must slay him, Captain. The people of Limsa are depending upon us. You fancy yourselves heroes, then, just like in the tales. Be not so quick to judge. Long have I labored for the well-being of you and yours, and my associate here has bathed in Ifrit's hellfire and lived. He is blessed with a power that protects him from primal influence. Thus he was able to lay low the Lord of the Inferno. You know full well the risks and have taken every possible precaution. We lack only the knowledge of how to enter Titan's lair. Pray be so good as to grant us the boon of your wisdom, and we shall be on our way. A man who can't be tempered? Useful, but it will not be enough. It is true the company of heroes fought and felled primals, but each victory was bought with the lifeblood of brave men and women. And Titan was the worst we faced. Aye, we defeated him in the end, but he took from us some of our very best. Even if you possess the power you claim, I have no reason to believe you will succeed. Believe what you will, we mean to try. Though our lives will be forfeit, we will not abandon Limsa to the wrath of Titan. You are passionate, I will grant you that. And you deserve better than the greeting I gave you. But I will not send you into Gamora on a whim. To be plain, I do not wish to see you give your lives in vain. At the very least, I must have assurances that you are more than common adventurers. I oversee security for Master Jiraju's estates. Perhaps you can demonstrate your abilities by attending to one of our... Ye gods, man, have you heard nothing I have said? We have not the time to perform trivial tasks. The enemy is at the gates. Do you imagine words can sway me, girl? If you dislike my conditions, then you're welcome to find your own way into Okamura. Though it pains me to admit it, I fear we have no choice but to acquiesce to the man's demands. Yet much remains to be done if we are to best Titan. Forgive me, but I must ask you to undertake this task alone. I will use the time to see to the remaining preparations. Leaving the dirty work to others, are we? Very well. Pray do whatever the good captain bids, however trifling. Remember, the fate of Limsa hangs in the balance. Master Jijiru's request can be more demanding than you realize. Before I set you on your true task, I would like to verify this won't be a waste of my time. My Nyx has recently been seen prowling the beach to the east. As you can imagine, my master does not want large, slimy creatures anywhere near his lands. The beast is coming, but you should have no difficulty luring it out with herring. Slay the Nyx and return to me. Oh, and don't forget to bring me the leg as proof of the kill. Sorry for the creatures when they have that like final death draw. I wish they would just fade away. A little too much realism for me. Well, did you deal with the Nix? Unless you think me overly cautious for testing you in this way, you should know that we had an incident not long ago. A foolish young employee was dismissed for lying about his past. He claimed to have served the company of heroes, but I knew for a fact he did not. Anyway, now that the pointless busy work is finished, I shall give you a challenge that befits your talents. Two highly distinguished individuals are scheduled to visit Costa del Sol in the near future, and Master Jeruju wishes to welcome them with an elaborate banquet. But while money is no object, not everything Master Jeruju desires can be easily purchased. It is to be an extremely exotic feast. So, Yamurai, your mission is to seek out and obtain the rare ingredients our chef requires. It will be a long and arduous journey, but you need not toll anyone. Many of the mercenaries who once served under my command still live, and they will guide you on your quest. For the first ingredient, I will have you travel to the South Shroud to speak with Mandela at Camp Tranquil. What? You mean to tell me that you cannot afford to waste time as your associate did? Adventure, if you have not the endurance to complete this mission, how do you expect me to believe you can outlast the Lord of Crags? Either do it or don't. I have work to do. Britannia? Really? Yeah, money isn't that easy to come by in this game. Jeez. Do you require assistance, adventurer? So, this is the one who to challenge Titan. I've been expecting you, Muramura. The ingredient you seek is the egg of a giant adamantoise. The method of acquisition should be obvious. You steal it from the beast's nest, of course. Simple in theory, but difficult in execution. Most who try die in the attempt. Will I help you get it? Ha! You amuse me. I will not jeopardize my position by openly assisting you. From me, you will receive only information. What you do with it is your choice. These guys are dicks. Let me be clear. The business between you, me, and the captain must remain a secret. See, I don't regret my time spent with the company in the slightest. Traveling the world, meeting interesting people, killing them. It was all jolly good fun. Alas, Gridanians are, by and large, an unforgiving lot. Detail here being a rare exception. I've had to go to great lengths to ensure that I am seen as a model citizen, with no taste for drinking, whoring, gambling, and all those other activities I so dearly miss. So understand that if you ruin my little charade by waggling your tongue, I'll fashion a noose with your entrails and hang you from the nearest heaven spiller. Now then, where were we? Ah yes, the egg. The first thing you must do is deal with the sentries patrolling the adamant twice breeding grounds. Poaching is legal in Gridania, in case you were unaware. A shame we have so few whalers to spare, especially with brownie rushes almost in season. Matron forfeit if Agaric files claim to crop between what? Matron forfend if Agaric flies claim the crop before we receive additional sentries. We will soon need barrels of sting brew to weaken and ward off the pests. But if any of the Vilken were found near those rooms before we take preventive measures, we would be forced to shift our patrols immediately. You will, of course, notify me if you encounter any Agaric flies in the vicinity of the lower paths, yes? So these guys are all fakes. Of course I'm looking for them. They suck sometimes. Why the hell is that thing so hard? It's way below my level. Best gear I can afford. That I know of. Actually, let's see here. I said play an hour, but lose track of time while in this game. This is out of possibly launching Final Fantasy XIV Online. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.